We're gonna get started tonight, everyone. Thank you for coming. Those of you, I see a lot of familiar faces. It's nice to see everyone. So this is Griffin Center for Healthy Living. What we do here is we promote different lifestyle change through nutrition. We talk about chronic disease and how to fight chronic disease with nutrition. We introduce different types of things, different grains, different oils, different methods of how to prepare food. We want food to be fun and creative and for people to want to do it. There was a lot of research done during COVID that there was an increase in home cooking for obvious reasons. But then subsequently after the pandemic, now there is a drop. And could some of that be people are just, they were cooped up and they wanted to go back and eat out and explore? Sure. But in general, there's just not a lot of home cooking being done. And, given the economy and the way things are, it's kind of crazy to think that, everyone's pinching a little bit, but yet we're not cooking at home. And that could be fast food, which is not the right way to go. It could be processed carbs, refined sugars. So we want to kind of inspire people using culinary medicine to try to start thinking about cooking home again. One of the things we do here is we offer these classes, and Chef Daryl will be demonstrating an exceptional dish tonight, Eating the Rainbow, which is the title of our presentation. But we've also done other things related to chronic disease fighting. We do things related to diabetes prevention, general weight loss, fighting the immune system. Right on the 30th, we're doing one on healthy tonics, where we introduce an elderberry and a fire cider. We've done one on the gut biome, talking about fermented foods and how that's good for the gut. So there's a lot of things we're trying to promote through the center. And again, thank you for coming. There are people watching on Facebook, so they will be hopefully asking questions as we go so that we can bounce them off Chef and Becca, of course. And while we're presenting, please just raise your hand. I will give you the microphone and you can ask a question of any of the two presenters. The reason I give you the microphone is because those at home can hear your question as well. If you're too shy to use the microphone, I may repeat the question for you over live, okay? So for tonight's presentation, we have Becca here. Becca is one of our registered dietitians at Griffin Health. She does a lot of our live streams, so thank you for being here, Becca. And the one and only gentleman walking over now with his little swag, this is Chef Daryl Murphy, executive chef at Griffin Health. So thank you both for coming here tonight. And I'm going to turn the mic over to Becca. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So today we're going to be talking about the role of food and immunity and how to fuel our defenses. So your immune system is our body's defense system or defense team against germs and damaged cells. So that's within our body and things coming towards our body. It works best when it has the right nutrients and antioxidants to stay strong. Cancer and treatments like chemo or radiation can weaken our immune system and increase stress on the body's cells. So who's heard of an antioxidant? Can anyone tell me what it is? I know. I know. So they are protective nutrients that are found in plant foods. They help neutralize what are free radicals. So a free radical is a tiny unstable molecule that's in our that's just in our body that can damage other cells. So by eating antioxidants, we can kind of neutralize the free radicals that are causing damage or potentially could cause damage. Think of antioxidants as your body's cleanup crew. They're often referred to as superfoods. I've seen that a lot on like products that are like the green drinks, like those type of thing. They're always like saying superfoods. Those aren't bad, but getting the actual food is better. And if you don't have enough antioxidants, this is what I was talking about earlier. So the free radicals build up and cause oxidative stress. So when you hear antioxidants, free radicals, you're also going to hear oxidative stress. It is cellular damage down to the DNA level. And this could lead to aging skin, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and autoimmune disorders, and more. So antioxidants, they protect our white blood cells from damage. So again, we want to make sure we're doing what we can for our body. They reduce inflammation. They help repair tissues and cells. So even if damage is done, antioxidants can help our cells. They support our gut health, which is where most of our immune cells live, and they may improve how the body responds to illness and treatment. So your body does naturally create some antioxidants, but dietary sources can help as well. So spices and herbs include antioxidants, and I just named a few. So clove, peppermint, allspice, cinnamon, turmeric, black pepper, and more. But try adding like cinnamon to your coffee or your oatmeal. That way it can be added to stuff that we're already eating. Adding saffron to rice, I know it can be expensive, but they do make things that already have it in it too. But adding clove, allspice, or cinnamon to our tea as well. And then just adding like, I'm not the dietitian that's going to tell you to take away things. I'm going to tell you to add more things. So we make a marinade at home. You use lemon juice and oil. You can add a lot of these things: oregano, thyme, sage, rosemary, and this can be added to our meats, potatoes, anything we want really. So I just included some sources. So a variety of vitamins and minerals are in these superfoods. So vitamin C is citrus foods, bell peppers, leafy greens, Brussels sprouts, tomatoes, broccoli. Vitamin E is included with leafy greens, avocado, sunflower seeds, almonds, legumes, peanuts. And you'll see a couple of these things are repeated. So a leafy green is also kale. And you can get, I'm bad at saying carotenoids, but you could also get vitamin E from that vegetable. So that's why eat the rainbow is a cliche, and I've said it at these talks before, because it's important to get a variety of fruits and vegetables to make sure we're getting a variety of nutrients. I should have said that there. But I just liked all these pictures because food can be fun and it can be colorful and it doesn't have to be a chore, because sometimes it really can feel like a chore. Always remember food first before supplements. Unfortunately, supplements aren't regulated and can interact with some medications. So please, as always, talk to your doctor before you add a supplement, because there's a lot of things online telling you, you have to try this, you need this for that. And it can be overwhelming and make you feel like you're not doing enough. But just eating natural foods and talking to your doctor about what you would need specifically can be helpful.
I just want to add quickly. So we did a talk this Saturday for the topic was sports nutrition, and Chef Daryl and I were here. We did a protein pancake and a smoothie. But one of the questions came out from the audience was about supplements. And just to highlight what she said, we're seeing a lot of it with the kids that are coming up, and we're finding, I coach soccer, and a lot of the boys are on multiple teams. I have one particular kid who plays basketball, soccer for 2 different teams, cross country, and swims. And he doesn't appear nutrient deficient at all. I mean, he's a monster, this kid. But again, they're still getting him Prime, and they're getting him Liquid IV, and they're getting him all these supplements. And you really, unless you're like a decathlon triathlete, you really don't need all of that at such a young age.
Yes, agree.
And I think we're seeing a lot of it some of it has caffeine, and the sugar content is through the roof.
Yes, especially that Prime drink.
Exactly. So I if any of you have children or grandchildren, you name it, it's a good thing to just kind of casually mention to them that, I do a talk with the boys to eat more, just eat better, just eat more, just consume more, because they're burning so much. But it's what they're bringing in. It's not just the fact that they're eating more. It's like it has to be quality stuff. So I just went in.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You're good. So benefits of all of this, not only to help with free radicals, but it can heal wounds, bolster the immune system, repair cellular damage, and regulate blood pressure and fluid balances. So vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. It's important for normal vision, our immune system, reproduction, growth, and development, organ function. And I just included some sources. Vitamin A is a good way. Sorry, I'm stuttering. So, like I said before, there's a lot of overlap with the different vitamins in our fruits and vegetables. So if there is a vegetable that you don't like, you could get this source from something else. So this would be leafy green vegetables, tomatoes, red bell pepper, cantaloupe, mango, sweet potatoes, and winter squash. Vitamins E and K, these are also fat-soluble vitamins. Vitamin E, the main role is as an antioxidant. It enhances immune function, prevents clots from forming in the cardiac arteries. Sources would be plant-based oils, nuts, seeds, and leafy greens. Vitamin K, it helps various proteins needed for blood clotting and building bones. Sources, again, leafy greens, blueberries, and figs. Leafy greens are coming up a lot. So the fat-soluble vitamins, we want to make sure that we don't take too much of it too. So if there is a supplement that you're taking, just look for the fat-soluble vitamins. So this would be A, D, E, K, because they can get toxic in our blood because we don't pee it out like a a water-soluble vitamin. So vitamin D, it helps the body absorb and retain calcium, and phosphorus. Both are critical for building bones. If we don't get enough calcium and phosphorus, our body takes the calcium from our bones. So if we're not eating enough, then it'll find the source within us, and then it could cause brittle bones, it can cause weakness, and that's just something we want to avoid. But the good thing is a lot of stuff is fortified with vitamin D because few foods naturally contain vitamin D. Vitamin D2 or D3 supplements are available for anyone with a known deficiency. I think like a lot of America are deficient in vitamin D. I myself am deficient in vitamin D, but it's hard when a lot of it you go outside, you need to get sun. But just taking a supplement with that or looking for fortified foods can just be another addition to something we're already doing. So omega-3 fatty acids, they provide many health benefits. Studies have found they may reduce inflammation, decrease blood triglycerides, and even reduce the risk of dementia. And some plant-based options are seeds, so chia, flax, hemp, walnuts, vegetable oils, so this is olive or canola oil, both are unsaturated fats, green vegetables, so Brussels sprouts, broccoli, leafy greens, and avocado. So I just included the water. I always talk about fluid. No one drinks enough water. So I want to include some fruits and vegetables that have more than 85% of water in them. Like it says, while drinking, water is the best way to get our hydration needs in. Fruits and vegetables can also be a source as well. So there's cucumbers, broccoli, zucchini, spinach, peaches, pineapple. I won't list them all, but what are your favorite water-rich fruits and vegetables? That's my number one too. I think my number two is cucumbers. I think they're underrated. Like dense, right? Yeah. But think like when you steam it and stuff, I feel like a lot can come out of it too. Yeah. But that's all I got for today.
I have a question about red bell peppers.
Sure.
Do you lose anything from a vitamin perspective if they are like in a jar roasted red peppers?
Maybe a little bit, but I look for color when I'm looking for nutrients. So like a good example is broccoli, like we were talking about. If you overcook it, it turns like a weird like brown color, and that wouldn't have as much nutrients as like a less steamed broccoli. So I feel like the color is okay. They're not like broken down completely or like overdone. They're just, is it a pickle? I don't like roasted red peppers, so I don't know.
Kind of like in oil.
Like oil?
Yeah, they're usually in an oil.
Roasted. They're still red, very red.
Okay, so I think they're good, yeah.
They go great on sandwiches and then pastas.
It's another way to add color, so I love it.
It is. Becca, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
You mentioned that you could have too much of something, and was it that vitamin D3?
So it's all like the fat-soluble vitamins. So vitamin E, you can have too much of, vitamin A, vitamin E, and K. So I know people can take like vitamin E pill, like there's a lot of supplements out there, so I just want to make you guys aware that it can be dangerous to have too much of those vitamins.
Water soluble.
No, fat-soluble.
Or fat soluble, I mean.
See, they're listening. You weren't listening.
And you said also K.
Yeah.
And too much K can reverse
Yeah.
someone's INR if you're on Coumadin.
So if someone's on,
for some reason, too much
blood
vitamin K
thinner.
can reverse that.
Yeah.
So that's dangerous. And
In D.
D.
Sorry, I'm
A-E-
like, I'm picturing them in my head, and I'm trying to
A-D-E-N-K.
say them, but
A-D-E-K.
Price
Yeah.
D.
see, that one's, it's not naturally found in a lot of foods, so I don't think someone would overdo it.
And-
Unless they're on the supplements.
Yes, but a doctor should be,
Regulating
Yeah.
the milligrams.
Take a
Yeah.
ton of supplements through a nutritionist.
okay,
So then they're guiding it.
yeah. So then,
And you
nutritionist
need D.
or dietitian?
Nutritionist.
Okay.
So you need D to absorb calcium.
What?
You need the D to absorb the calcium.
Yeah.
So, and I think if you had blood work done, they would confirm whether you're deficient in D. Traditionally, the average person's a little deficient in D. Men tend to be, I think, a little more deficient in D. But in general, I mean, you don't want to overload the D if you're not deficient in it. I guess that's the main thing. But your blood work would tell you that. So, do you share your blood work with a nutritionist?
Yes,
Perfect. So it looks like they're
because I also go to a functional doctor.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
A nutritionist is a certification, a dietitian is a degree, right?
Yes. So I'm a nutritionist technically. Like every dietitian is a nutritionist, but not every nutritionist is a dietitian. Yeah, I had to go to
That's
school.
a good way to explain it.
I
Yeah.
had to go to school. I had to take a 1,000-hour internship and then pass an exam where a nutritionist can just be anybody. People sometimes call themselves a nutritionist online.
Certification.
Wait, yes, yes.
She's a dietitian, yeah. I know she's degreed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're not trying to downplay anything. I
No,
mean, there's just
absolutely.
Yeah.
there's
Just
just
to
a
be
point
aware
of
of
yeah, just
what-
a general
yeah.
awareness. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, I have someone that works for me who is a certified diabetic educator, but she has her master's in nutrition from Columbia. So she's taken some extra courses to become a nutritionist. And that goes well in hand with all of the teaching that she's doing with the classes. So it's a great fit, you know. So now I think if no one else has a question for Becca,
But I'm
we're gonna-
around if you do.
she'll still be here. We're going to direct everything to Chef Daryl now. The star. Here we go. My man.
Hey,
50 grand. Yes.
That's a lot of
Oh,
pressure.
stop.
why is he the star?
How's everybody doing?
You were the
Good. So
star.
today we have one of my personal favorite fall recipes. We have a butternut squash, chicken sausage, and kale quinoa skillet. I like to say quinoa. That way I don't forget how to spell it, right? I do that with a lot of stuff. I do that with bolognese. I do that with bologna. I say bolognese and bologna, just so I remember how to spell it. But this is a fantastic dish. It doesn't have many components. It looks like it does, but it really doesn't have many components. It's very easy to execute. So we're just going to dive into the ingredients of this. So obviously we have our butternut squash here, which is, I halved it. I didn't peel this one because I just wanted you guys to see how it was before it's peeled, then after it's peeled and seeded. In Connecticut, we have this all year round. So you can get butternut squash all year round. Most squashes you can get in Connecticut all year round. Spaghetti squash, acorn squash, butternut squash. So, you know, we're not squash deficient. So nobody here should be squash deficient because we have plenty of squash in Connecticut, right? So we have our chicken apple sausage, which is in your grocery stores this time of year. Usually it would be with the cured meats and things of that nature, hams, the bacons, things like that, other sausages, andouille. So you'll find that there. We have some kale, we have some regular white onion, some red quinoa, sage, garlic, goat cheese from the goats at Griffin that we keep out back that nobody knows about. I'm joking, we don't have those. We have our syrup, cider mixture here, some dried cherries, and the recipe did call for olive oil, but Mike was so generous to get us some avocado oil. So we'll be using avocado oil today, all right? So let's jump straight into this. The first thing we want to do is peel, half seed our butternut squash, and then what we'll do is just kind of dice it up in bite-sized pieces. Everything should be similar sized pieces. That way everything cooks properly. You get the perfect textures that you're looking for. You can get the majority of everything on the fork or on the spoon, each bite, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So it's very important to make sure that these are cooked, you know, just about the right size. You don't need it perfect, but you do want it just about the right size. For example, if we did something like this, it's going to take a little bit longer to cook, right? So then you'll have these pieces that are not done at all, these pieces that are overdone, and then your dish is not going to be what you want it to be. Once that's done, we're going to coat that in some oil, put it in our oven, cook it at 425 for about 20-25 minutes. And it should come out like that. Nice and tender. Yes, the magic of television, right? And then we have our quinoa. We're using a red. You don't have to use red. You can use white. You can use tricolored. Now that I think about it, I don't know what the third color is in tricolored quinoa. I know it's red and white, and I don't know what the third one is. Brown?
I would say like an opaque, like a brown.
There you go. We
The
learn something new
tricolored
every day.
quinoa.
All right. And then we have 2 cups of water to 1 cup of quinoa. It's just like cooking rice. However, depending on the brand of quinoa that you use, make sure you're reading the packaging because it may call for 2.5 cups of water or something like that. But just make sure that we're following whatever the packaging says. But this quinoa is 2 cups of water to 1 cup of quinoa. We have that ready to go. So now that our quinoa is cooked, our butternut squash is ready to go, we can begin the cooking process. So we're going to start with our chicken apple sausage. Well, it looks like that. It's going to look like a regular sausage, kind of like a kielbasa a little bit. But I promise you, the flavor of it is definitely different than a kielbasa. You can hear that sizzle. That means we're ready to get this party started. No. They're cured though. So they're cured but not cooked. So curing is technically cooked, but you're going to want to get a little sear on it to get a nice little snap on the sausage. And
Chef, one of the questions came in asking if you have to soak the quinoa first.
say that one more time.
One of the questions came in
No,
if
you
you
do
have to
not.
soak it. Okay.
You do not have to soak the quinoa first. So now that we have our sausage and onion going, we're just going to let that cook for a little bit. While that's cooking, we have our kale, which will be added into this mixture in about 3 to 4 minutes. But what I like to do is I like to pull the kale off of the stem because the stem can be very fibrous and hard to digest and take a little bit longer to cook as well. So similar to how we were cutting the squash into different sizes, you're going to kind of want to discard that stem as well. Then I'll just take it, roll it up a little bit, and then we just cut it. And I'm holding my fingers in the claw. Did I tell you guys this joke already? You look like you're over it. You
We
look
do
like you
have
don't wanna hear it again.
so some have heard it, but we do have some new audience members, so you should.
So I'm holding my finger in my hand in a claw shape because we don't want to, when we're going, maybe I look up and I start talking. Even if I were to nick myself, the worst that is going to be is a little nick, a little shave. But if I was doing this, what would happen? Right? I can't point out all of the times that I'm right and Mike is wrong. That's what would happen. All right? So that's why we want to
It could have went worse, so I'll take that. I'll smile at that one. That was good.
All right. So, and that's pretty simple, right? Pretty easy. What we're doing right now is gonna move along pretty quickly because we have pretty much everything prepped out. I just wanted you to kind of see the butternut squash whole, still has the seeds in it, and wanted you to see what the leaf looked like before I stemmed it. But other than that, this moves along really quickly once the butternut squash is cooked and the quinoa is cooked as well.
And Chef, what would you say the prep time was, like getting this ready?
Altogether, I would say probably 15-20 minutes.
15-20 for the
15-20
prep
minutes.
stuff.
Right,
Okay.
but also take into consideration, I'm just making one serving. If
Yeah.
you were cooking for a family, maybe a half hour.
Okay.
All right, maybe a half hour for you to dice up all of the sausage, split, cut, and roast off your
Okay.
butternut squash, cook off your quinoa, chop your kale, I actually got fancy with my sage and I chiffonaded the sage. So what a chiffonade is you just take your...
And they could see it on this TV here if you use the cutting board.
Perfect. We're getting a little color. I do want to cut this down a little bit because I see one of the onions starting to caramelize a little bit. And If it caramelizes too much, that's going to change the flavor profile of the whole dish. So we don't want caramelized onions. So take the little stem piece off, but then all I'm going to do is gently just roll this up. Me being a guy with Vienna sausage fingers, this is not easy to do. All right, but once I have it rolled like that, all I do is take my knife and thinly slice the sage like so. And now I just have these pieces of stringy sage that'll be in our dish and give it a really elegant look.
And you see that a lot at restaurants for a garnish. With basil, purple basil, green basil, you can do the same thing.
Basil is the most popular way that
Yeah.
you'll see herbs chiffonade. All right, so this is calming down a little bit. It was way too excited, cooking our onions way too fast. Now that we gave it a chill pill, it's slowly simmering. We want the onions translucent, cooked all the way through. We don't want them crunchy, but we do want that flavor to come through our pan. Now that we're just about there, we'll add our kale, our sage, and I'm only going to put a little half of the sage in because I want to save the other half just to garnish the dish at the end. And our garlic, which is just, you know, your regular chopped or minced garlic. Sage is a one and only, a one of one.
I've burnt it, I've never eaten it.
Really? How did you burn it? Oh, like the good energy and all that good stuff, right? Yeah, that's, you know what, I always meant to do it, I just never got around to it. I moved it to a new place and I was supposed to do that. I don't know what happened. Time just flew by, like it always does, right?
Isn't it sage what makes Thanksgiving?
Yes.
stuffing Thanksgiving
Yes.
stuffing?
And breakfast sausage. Sausage, the last part of that word is actually sage. So a lot of people don't, right? Sausage. Yeah, I know. This is why I'm here. For sausage.
I think he just made that up right now, live.
I didn't. I wish I could say that I did.
Come on.
I promise you I didn't. That's a real thing. Breakfast sausage, one of the main ingredients in breakfast sausage is sage.
I just learned
I don't
something
know.
new. I just learned
if
something
sausage in the sage. I don't know if that's. I just pulled that out of the.
I knew it.
I Bluetoothed that one. I'm not gonna lie. I pulled that out of there. I'm not gonna lie. So we got our garlic going, sage, sausage, onions, kale. This is looking great. I'm ready to put in the butternut squash. We want the kale wilted. We don't want it cooked too much. Like your question earlier about the peppers, if we overcook the kale, then we're cooking the nutrients out of it, and we don't want to do that. So we just want to get a nice wilt on that. We have our quinoa, aka quinoa. We're going to put this right here. Do you smell that? It smells amazing. This is my problem. This is why I love food so much. It's the little things, you know. I'm trying to lose weight. I promise you, I try all the time. Right? This stuff is just so good.
Chef, what would be your thought on, so being that it took roughly, let's say 30 minutes, if we were doing it for more than one person,
Yep.
do you think that some of this can be done ahead of time for use later? So for example, I don't know, let's say you went into work late in the morning, but you had morning time for prep for later.
All of it can be done ahead of time.
You can cut it up ahead
All
of
of it
time,
can be
leave it in the
ahead of
fridge.
time. The only thing that I would say not to do ahead of time is cooking the onions. But you can definitely have them diced and ready to go. Have the sausage diced and ready to go, right? And then at that point, all you're doing is putting your healthy oil, olive oil, avocado oil in the pan, and you're just literally just cooking. Because
Okay.
you did all of the chopping, you saved yourself all of that time, you got all that time back during the actual cooking
Yeah.
process.
So the reason I asked that is because we hear that a lot with people. They're, let's face it, we're working, we have busy lives. If you have children, you're playing Uber for them, like I do. And, half the time it's like, who's going to cook, who's preparing what. It's just more convenient to get something quick. How many times have we said that? Oh, let's just go grab something quick. But if and again, where I'm going with this is time management, right? It's sometimes it's timely to do things healthy. The two things we hear all the time: it's too expensive to eat healthy, and I don't have the time. But if you're planning ahead and you cut up a few things or put it aside, it really does make a huge amount of difference. We did that. We did that presentation using the muffin pan with the eggs in the morning.
Yes.
And that was just an easy way to you can make these little egg souffle ahead of time, keep them in the fridge, and pull them out for breakfast.
And I actually on my road to trying to just eat healthier, realized that it's not as expensive as we think it is, but it definitely is time consuming, because most things that are ready to eat, they have preservatives in them. They have all these things in them that are unnatural, and that's just for the convenience of it. So it doesn't have to be expensive, but it's definitely going to be time consuming one way or another, whether it's by way of the prep or by way of the types of dishes that we're cooking. All right, so this is completely ready to go, believe it or not. And that was what?
You are fast.
A couple of minutes. So we have our sort of like a sauce. And all this is olive oil, maple syrup, and cider vinegar, believe it or not. And I know the cider vinegar is throwing you off, but I promise it's not as strong as you think it may be. And when you guys try this, you probably won't even get really much apple cider at all. But you will get that maple. And this is why it's such a great fall dish to have, because in Connecticut we have some of the best maple syrup. So I would say for this dish, definitely invest in a good maple syrup. But other than that, everything else is pretty much forward. I am a firm believer of organic vegetables because I don't like the pesticides and all that stuff into my vegetables. You're going to pay a little bit more for it. However, your body's going to be thanking you. All right, so we're just going to plate this up. I think it'll be much easier to do with a spoon. Right on the plate. We have the sausage, we have the butternut squash, the onion, the garlic, the quinoa. Still getting laughs, huh? That's a keeper. I'm keeping that one. And just when you thought it was done and it couldn't get any more deep in depth, we have some dried cherries that go on this. And we have those Griffin goats cheese. And then we'll finish this with the chiffonaded sage.
Sausage.
Sausage. You heard that from me. If that happens to be true, just know that I didn't know that.
Oh, wait, we have a question.
There's no nutrition breakdown on this. I'm kind of wondering, you've got your protein in your sausage, protein in your quinoa, and
She's right.
in your goat cheese. So what's
I'm gonna assume that that's a typo error on our print shop. I'm pretty sure that this definitely has some, and we can definitely get that emailed out to you.
calories, but I don't see.
So it's likely something that got left off in the printing process, but I can definitely get it for you. It's not, you have some of the sugar in the cherries. Obviously, chicken sausage is healthier than your traditional pork sausage. You've got your kale, your quinoa. There's some calories in the goat cheese, but.
I'm thinking protein.
Oh yeah, the protein content. I understand.
Yeah.
So we can, you're gonna get. We can probably do some math quickly, right? So. I'm thinking quinoa. There's a certain amount of protein in a half a cup of quinoa. All right. I thought Becca, I gave her a lot of credit. I'm kidding. I will. I know. So I can definitely follow up on the protein content. Yeah, definitely. Wow, this looks great. So those of you, I'm just a color profile of this. I know, George, can you see that back there? I'm afraid to tilt this too much because it's gonna. So we're all gonna get to taste this. Yeah, obviously not from this one dish. You can tilt a little bit.
That dish is standing on business.
How about I leave it on the angle?
Everybody like doesn't have to share out of that one bowl. I have a whole pan of it here for you.
He made some. So getting back, just to touch back on the comment on the organic vegetables, right? So it's sometimes, we got to use our farmers markets, our local sourced produce that we have. You can get into the crop shares, the CSAs. I know a lot of them do that now where you can buy in and get a certain percentage of fresh vegetables from the farm. And it's going to be winding down. There are one or two that do stuff over the winter. So one of our facilitators, Katie Poole, who used to be with Massaro, talks about that in some of her presentations. But she's big on the local farm and getting those crop shares and using those local farmers, right? The local farmers tend to not spray a lot of pesticides. Even though they're not all truly labeled as certified organic, you're still going to do better than going to a regular Stop and Shop or a ShopRite, right? So,
And I'm trying to remember, because I saw this once. I believe if you have produce that has stickers on it, if you want it to be organic, I believe the number starts with either a 9 or a 4. So if you see
9.
that, is it 9?
yeah, because there was a 9.
There you go. So you see, if you see that 9, you know you have some nice organic vegetables or fruits there. Are we ready to?
I'm impressed that you knew that. That was pretty good.
Mike, if the things that I could do, we have plates, Mike.
Oh yeah, I just didn't pull them out yet. I'm gonna end. I'll
No
end the
worries, no
presentation. So, that's gonna conclude our live stream. Does anyone have any other questions for Chef? He'll still be here to answer off air. It doesn't matter. Anything for Becca before we close out the session? Becca's eagerly awaiting for questions. No.
Yes.
Okay. So the question is, she's asking, so Griffin has a community garden down at the end of our parking lot there. That was originally started by the United Way. They teamed up with us. Ever since the United Way had stepped away, now Massaro Farm helps us with this. So we do grow a variety of things there, green beans, spinach, peppers, tomatoes. We harvest them. But the goal of that garden is for the community to harvest them because we're trying to promote healthier eating in the community. So we have community volunteers that come and actually help us maintain those gardens, but also pick and take it for themselves. We don't, no. We have our own that we use, but what you see at the end there, that community garden, is specifically for the community. So we get the seeds donated from Massaro, we contribute our own, we get soil amendments, we try to keep it as lean as possible, we don't add anything extra to the soil, no Miracle Grow, anything like that. And we have a master gardener, her name is Robin, that runs a volunteer team that helps maintain that garden, the watering, the sowing of the seeds, and all that stuff. But to answer your question, it's for the community. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to sign off, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for those of you that tuned in. And our next event is April 30th. April 30th. Oh my God, I'd have withdrawal. No, I'm sorry, October 30th. And then you can tune into griffinhealth.org/teaching-kitchen, and our events will be listed on there. We're trying to get those up quicker, sooner than later. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.